Hey,
Funny. Hello.
We're here, and
All right. Anyway,
this is the Home Shopping Network.
that's right. This
Hit
can be
Fragga.
yours for a low price of your soul.
Frag makes these things, and you can buy these things. They are awesome.
I print these things. I license it. I'm not going to say that I am super creative in that fashion. I appreciate that. I work with a lot of artists.
You license it. That's more than a lot of people do. So.
That's true. I am not going to touch something that's not licensed.
I just steal. So
great philosophy. Yeah.
not other people's artwork. I literally break into homes.
Oh,
So
well, I steal
Yeah.
licenses.
you guys
So.
do not.
when you're like doing it for yourself or selling it, you know, like I think you're good when you're selling it and you're licensing it, and you know, that's the right way to do it. But if you're making it for yourself, you know, get what you can.
I really do want to learn how to make more stuff by myself. There's Tinkercad. I really want to have the time to actually get through and really learn how to, from the ground up, make stuff that I want to make, how I want to make it, versus relying on other people who have, you know, very similar ideas, but not quite, you know, what I'm looking for. So hopefully I can't, my fingers are too short, so I can't do it like that. I can't. I have to use my other hand to twist this.
Did you? Oh, did you cut your finger?
No. I was like, in the near future, hopefully, I'll have time to learn. But
this explains all your problems. That you can't do this on command is really what's been holding you back.
Nice. And I am just making sure. Do we want to share the current league standings here?
Oh yes, please.
Oh yeah, where are we at?
I snuck one in last week, so
I saw that. Yeah, so you picked up. Well, I'll let the board show.
Yeah, let me get this pulled up, and we'll do some introductions here in a minute.
No, I need to pay more attention. I just haven't seen anything that's been really like, that's the one I want to go for.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, we've got through most of our big title announcements. Like, the E3 that's not E3 is really where things are. We still have Gamescom coming up.
Yeah.
That has a chance of showing a couple of surprises. But generally, if you're a holiday season, you wanted to have the hype starting last month. And that's sort of where you were.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got for us?
Well, let's get a welcome really quick. So this is the Game Studio Fantasy League. I am the Don, your manager of the Crueler Intentions game studio. We have Frag, who is the manager of the Big Frag Gamer, and then Tyken, who is the manager of Cog Studios.
Heck yeah. Cool.
So every week or every couple weeks, we're gonna just talk about what's going on in the game world. We're continuing this fantasy league thing throughout the year. So we all have picks for who we think is going to do best in the year of game reviews, and also the main thing is the game awards at the end of the year. So these are our picks, and let's do the intro. Here we go.
Why is this game crazy?
All right. So we got the board, and I did pick up Metroid and Mafia last week right before we were going on. We decided we were going to spend the holiday not doing a show, so I kind of grabbed these in preparation for the show, and I was going to talk about them, and then it just kind of all, didn't happen. So if we want to do some Rochambeau or something and debate over Metroid and Mafia, we can, but that's what I got right now. So
I fully expect that Mafia is going to be a solid game. I don't think it's going to... I will be shocked if Mafia comes out and everyone's losing their mind over it. I think it's going to be very similar to the original Mafia, where it'll be like, yeah, that game's really solid. I know everyone's playing GTA, but go check out Mafia.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. When it came out, I was like, oh, just also some people were like, oh, just another GTA clone.
Yeah.
But it was good. Time. Yeah.
It was a GTA clone with speeding, and that was cool. You're like, oh shit, I went 5 over.
With speeding?
You could get arrested. Like you had to follow traffic laws.
You have to follow the traffic laws. So it's like this next level Grand Theft Auto, and then this, and it's based in the late 20s.
God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And you're going like 28 and a 25, and they will nail you.
Yep. This one you actually get to do your taxes too, so I'm very excited for the opportunity.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I heard there's the swimsuit edition.
Metroid Prime Forum, though, I mean, that was definitely sitting on my almost made it list. I probably should have dropped 2XKO and Vacha for Prime 4. I think that has a good chance of being a strong in that Mario Kart world, 86 to 92 Metacritic. I mean, I'll be surprised if it's worse. They have a blueprint, right? They've got 1 through 3. You copy what they did there. It's Retro Studio. It's hard to imagine that game's going to come out and not do well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I think that was your biggest pickup. I think Metroid Prime 4 was a really good grab. I think that and DK, you probably had the Switch 2's like biggest titles locked down.
Yeah. And what I'll say about Mafia is it has an earlier release than Metroid and some other games coming out in October. So if Mafia tanks, I'll drop it. And if it does well, I hope it does well. Then I'll hold on to it.
Series, right?
Yeah. I do like the Mafia series. But yeah, I think there's some stuff in October that's coming out that I'm thinking is going to do very well. So
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
So right now the score is I have 48 still, so I'm still leading the pack, I believe, or is Frag sitting higher?
Three games scored, and Frag with 62, and he's not even holding the game, but he has
an open slot. Yeah,
four games held on to right now with scoring.
Which I mean, Death Stranding 2 really came in clutch for you. 89 on the score.
Yeah. Well, I mean, same with Kingdom Come Deliverance. I didn't expect it to get an 89 either. I mean, I thought it was going to be. I personally, again, like it, but I didn't think it was going to do as well as it has.
Well, I mean, it was out by the time we made our score.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. Well, I don't pay attention.
That's
there we go. How about that?
A top RPG for sure.
Yep. And Alter's a great grab. I know we talked about it last time, but it's still on my backlog. It's installed. I will play it soon.
Nice. Well, cool. Let's get into what we've been playing this week. We'll start with Frag, or this last month.
So what I've been playing is I tried playing, as some of you may know, Dune with some friends, John, and with everyone here. And turns out my POS graphics card couldn't handle it at all. So worked with a friend of a friend, got some great suggestions, and was able to find a really good deal on a RX. What the hell is it again? 9060 XT, 16 gig. So I can now play the game on high graphics, which again, going ultra performance, it's still getting 10 frames a second. Like, I'm happy. Yeah. So now I'm at high graphics. I'm ecstatic. I'm actually really enjoying the game too.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying that. Aside from that, I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 again.
Okay.
I restarted and I got a bunch of mods and stuff like that. Because I kept going back to like my previous game and going, what was I doing? I don't even remember where I was at, because Act 3, again, POS graphics card was unplayable. So I'm like, screw it. I'm starting again. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not entirely sure I like where I'm at. I might start again. I gotta beat the game once. What?
No one's ever done that. Baldur's Gate 3. Got to Act 3 and just started over. I've done it 4 times. I have not actually finished Baldur's Gate 3, but I've played it to Act 3 4 times.
I'm playing a Bard because I love the like persuasions and things like that. I love Bard, but when combat starts, I'm just kind of like, hey, do you guys all do the thing? Because I don't really have a whole lot to do at the moment.
Let me tell you the joys of Bard and Warlock. I'll tell you that combo
Warlock at all.
crushes that game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I mean, you're a charisma-based spellcaster.
I mean,
you get access to the best cantrip in the game, right?
Scaldish
and on top of it, you get all of those other abilities that they get. So like magical darkness, or that's the important one. You can kill and heal. There's all sorts of really powerful skills. Plus, on a short rest, you get all your spells back. So
true. I thought about sorcerer just because, again, charisma based.
Yeah, that's the second best. You get more spell slots, which is nice. But oh man, we could do a whole D&D podcast on Baldur's Gate.
Honestly, the other thought I had was
could do a whole D&D.
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of what I've had time to play in between about a bunch of other things I'm working on. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything you're looking forward to this next month? Like playing or just continuing on Baldur's Gate?
I mean, if Josh wants to get me an early birthday present, I might be playing some Elden Ring.
You might be getting that tonight.
All right, then.
There you go. Happy birthday, Frag.
Love to play some more Elden Ring. His birthday is not till October.
But November.
Summer sale is now.
November 1st.
Summer sale's over in like 2 or 3 days, right?
Yep.
The Day of the Dead. Yeah, I will be getting Schedule 1. I haven't purchased it yet, but I will be getting
it's on sale. Yeah.
I know. I've got it in my my cart.
Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Over to Tyken.
I am in that weird spot you get to when you're like in between games and you kind of just play a bunch of random stuff till something sticks. So I've been using it to give an example. I have a pretty egregious backlog. And by egregious, I mean, I am fairly confident that I have a bigger backlog of unplayed games than both of your Steam accounts combined. I buy a lot.
I do not doubt that.
So I have been trying a thing where I sit down and I play a game for 30 minutes. So I spent a couple of days now, just random evenings going through that and playing them. So I won't go through all of them. I've gotten a good chunk. I still have an egregious amount, but I want to call out some of the ones I really, really like that I got to trial. So one was Skull the Hero Slayer. It's a roguelike action game in the veins very similar to Dead Cells, in which you get you're a skeleton boy that's been murdered, so nice and happy-go-lucky, and you go through different levels trying to rescue the Demon King. So everyone you're fighting is a hero. So they're all like, "I'm going to defeat you," and that's a boss you're going to have to fight. It's got that great mechanic in roguelites where games are constantly changing and adapting, so you'll get a new power, and that will kind of define how your run is, or a special weapon will just change everything about the game. So runs really well. I went well past, I think I played like an hour and a half of it and did like 6 or 7 runs. I was like, all right, this game's great. So I really enjoyed Skull. I plan to play a little bit more of it. Minute was one I played. It's MINIT. The premise is, I think you're a mayfly. So every run is 60 seconds long. It's an adventure game, like a Zelda overhead, top-down, pixelated game. But you try and solve as much as you can in a minute. Your guy will die. You'll respawn back at your home, and then you'll kind of explore some more with some more tools, or maybe you learned a little bit more about the world.
Wow.
So it's a very interesting mechanic. I don't know how far into the game I got. I did a couple of runs, but like I found another home base. I got access to saws, which lets me knock down wood. I got a sword and a watering can. Like it's that sort of like puzzly adventure exploration. So
you get to a point where you can beat this game in a minute. I'm assuming. Okay.
What's the name of this game again?
It's Minute. MINIT.
Okay, just Minute. Okay. And just to prove Josh's point, I had to look it up. So I own 493 games, and I guarantee you I've not even touched like 10% of that. Don, I don't know what your collection is. I don't, for some reason, it looks like I don't have you on Steam. But
we need to fix that.
Yeah. Josh, 1,502.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just broke 1,500 on this summer sale.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, my backlog of games is 748 unplayed games. So I'm working my way through.
Yeah, I'm at like 300 and something.
Making my way through my games today. It's taking everything I got.
I do want to say my biggest disappointment is Trials Rising, which is a game I played back on the Xbox. Love Trials.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful 2D sort of platformer motorcycle game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very strange, but
yeah.
very, very good. Does not work on Steam.
Oh.
Crashes. So I was very disappointed. So if you're looking at the summer sale, which they do, of course, still sell it, don't buy it. It does not work.
That's Thank you.
Other than that, I've been playing Dune, as we talked about. I've been playing a little bit of Mario Kart World. The last game I'll plug, because a month's a long time, y'all, is Oddspark, an automation adventure. It's kind of a cute, reminds me of a World of Kieflings, if anyone played that back in the original.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kingdom of Kieflings. Kingdom of Kieflings.
Yep. So it's very similar to that, in which you kind of unlock these sparks, these little wooden totem guys that follow you around. You could set them on job tasks. You get to make automated paths. It's one of those style of games. It's very, very delightful.
What's this called again? I'm going to look it up right now.
It's called Oddspark. ODDSPARK.
Oddspark, the automation adventure.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to look this up.
So if you're super into automation games, it's sort of an in-between between a cozy game and an automation game. Think Factorio, Science Factory. Does a really great job of running between the two. I think it leans much more cozy. I've been really enjoying my time. I want to put some more time into it. So that's the last one I'll plug. But if you want to hear the rest ever, you let me know. Because
all right,
doo-doo games I've tried.
That's so funny. Yeah,
so what else are you looking forward to this month?
There are 3 games coming out this month I'm super excited for. We'll talk about them in the list, but DK Bonanza, obviously, System Shock 2, and Ninja Gaiden.
Okay. So you'll be spending some time on those.
Hopefully.
Nice.
Just add it to the backlog, baby.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you, John? What have you been up to?
Cool. So yeah, I did roll the credits on Thank Goodness You're Here. I had to get through it, and
nice.
I'll say there's like a cheese way to beat it. I did both ways. So I did the long way, and like you get to the end of this thing and it just gets wild. Like the whole thing is wild, pure comedy. So super excited. I played through that. So that was good. I do want to say that you brought up Trials. There's a game called it's like a roguelike motorcycle game, Lakia Aged in Blood or something.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever heard of this?
I have. The art style's really thrown me off.
I bought it on Switch. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's kind of like, I think it was Nine Souls, where it was like, oh damn, that's dark. And it doesn't look like it's going to be a dark game.
Yeah.
That's the one? Yeah. Yep. This game too. It's like, oh, this is super adult. So I didn't play it this month, but I played it probably a couple months ago. Alters, spent a lot of time on Alters. I love that game. I said it the last time we were on, and it's just, it makes you think. That game is very deep in a good sci-fi way, and I enjoy it. I love it. It's a game that's, you're kind of crafting and exploring, and I feel like you can just get lost in that, and this is a game where you can easily lose hours on your weekend easily. So yeah, highly recommend that if you haven't got into it. I don't want to get too spoilery about it, but it was great.
Yeah, do not. Yeah.
Dune, like Frag, like Tyken, probably this game has been a big part of my month, and I'm having a great time with it. Like I'm not great at it, but I am getting to the point where I'm, up in levels. I can go mess around in the deep desert a little bit. I love the way that it's formatted, where the end game, the deep desert, where it's PvE, or PvP zone, it changes every week. I think it's changing either right now or in a couple hours or whatever tonight. And it's going to be totally different when we step in that tomorrow than it was this last week. So yeah, it changes every week. There's new things to find, new things to uncover, and you can build a base out there for reduced resources, and you gain more resources being out there. So there's a lot of risk and reward going out there. So
yeah,
lots of fun.
Okay.
I think that game does a couple of things really well. One is very similar to Conan. It really rewards exploration. That's something I think a lot of these survival crafter games do very poorly. Like, you have to explore because that's the only way to find the other resources, but they don't make it feel rewarding. It feels like you're just randomly stumbling across the thing you need. Mm-hmm. In this game, because the map is not dynamic, the map is static, they can make each area feel special. So you'll get to a big dilapidated base full of guys and it will feel like something's important there. The other thing I like, and this was actually an improvement on Conan, their last game, is that ever-present tension with the worms is so good. Mm-hmm. Like, even as you're at the point that right now, you know, I'm at motorcycles, I think you are too, Frag.
I am not yet. I am still on foot.
Oh.
Yeah,
even when you get to motorcycles, they just expand how far you have to go across. So you're still watching that little tremor meter and you're hearing the noise. And, you know, the little icon pops you up and you look to your left and it's just coming out of the sand. It's still an incredible, intense experience that I think is better than almost any other game short of horror.
I've had a couple of close calls on foot and it is terrifying. Hearing the sound just
the bike is fun too. It looks fun. Kind of jumps the sand, riffs the sand so much, and it changes the landscape of everything. So you know, it's not just an easy drive across the sand. There's bumps, there's hills, you know, you might be going uphill and all of a sudden the worm comes across and, you know, comes
so the funny
at you.
thing is, like, and I intentionally did not look into Dune because I did want to have that new feeling when I go in that true exploration. So I really didn't look into it. My assumption on how the worm operated was it just was there under the sand, and if you made enough noise, it would pop up. You know, it wouldn't explore. It would just be a thing that just up here spawned in because you made noise. I didn't know that thing was just going to be cruising around the desert and you just see the sand just going as it's going through that. Knowing it's like patrolling adds a whole other feel to it.
Yeah. I will also say I was very shocked at how I'm always really hesitant about MMO style games just because people are there's always a dick somewhere doing something terrible. This game has really incorporated other players in such a fascinating way. Like, the fact that you could build a base anywhere really makes it feel like you're part of a world that's existing. And every time I log on, like, oh, there's a new base, or that neighbor of mine has improved their property. And like, that's a really cool. And you talked about the worm, Frag. Other players can interact with the worm, drawing it closer to you, which has been hilarious as well. As I'm like, you know, driving along, I look to the right, there's a team driving with a worm behind them. And I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, they're calling the police on me.
But it's kind of funny about that too, is like just exploring around is, you know, every base has like the level of like management, you know, like who can access what has surprised me is walking around and seeing what looks like really incomplete bases, but not like you could tell, like there was like 2 I found right now where it's just somebody put like a fabricator down, a med bay kind of a thing, all that just on a floor and set it to like everybody can come in here. And I'm like, that's really cool. There was a couple walls in case you needed shelter, but overall it was like, you know what? That's cool. And I saw another one where like they built it into a rock and it would cut off a whole like section. So you'd have to go around if they did it. But they intentionally like built like a bypass almost that you could go through underneath. That's cool. Like I'm sure there are assholes everywhere, but so far, at least in the starting area, I have not really experienced anyone except for myself being an asshole.
Yeah.
But I do have one more thing I want to say that I've been thinking about. You talk about rewarding exploration and how really that's great in this game, and I totally agree so far. Again, I've not put a whole lot into this, but I'm enjoying it. It reminded me very much of the opposite of that. As I was going through my games that I've played the most, the game that I've played the most is Ark. 1,500 hours.
Wow.
I don't recommend that game.
No one does.
That's a
and
lot
they
of
all
hours.
have thousands of hours in it.
Yeah.
Look at the Steam reviews. It's great.
Yeah. It's just that game, like, there's beautiful areas to explore. None of it is rewarding. That's the worst part about some games like that, where there are so many beautiful landscapes that contain nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing useful, nothing to really reward you for being there aside from just going, that's pretty. And then you move on, you know? So I'm happy to see that, as you know, you guys who've played a lot more than me are talking about how rewarding it is to continue to explore. So
yeah.
Anyone out there, Ark, don't play it.
Agreed.
Dune.
Dune's
a good time.
Do play.
Kind of reminds me, I didn't play Galaxies per se, but I think it's like the same concept where you're building worlds, right? You kind of built your worlds and people could go into the areas, and you know, like this is just persistent. Like any player can build a house and you will see it. Like if you're in the same server, it is it's really cool. So yeah,
very impressive game.
Awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much been my thing. I picked up a couple sales things on Nintendo sale, like Borderlands 2 or whatever, to try that out on the Switch too. Some Steam sale stuff, but nothing crazy big that I've spent my time on. I did get Cyberpunk for Father's Day, so do gotta say that. Got it on Switch too. It looks gorgeous, and I've tried every type of playstyle. Controller's got to be my favorite. Like I've tried the motion stuff with the swords, and I've tried the mouse thing with the Switch 2 mouse track pad or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's cool, but I think the controller is the best, to be honest. Handheld mode, pretty cool. So
that's nice. Once it goes on sale, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah,
I bought Skyrim on 6 systems. I might as well buy Cyberpunk on something.
I don't know if I will.
You don't have a Switch too, so.
Oh no! I just meant like I don't know if I want to play it again. I want to beat it, but
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Like again, like my last time I played it, I saw the palm trees through buildings. Like
I
hear it's way better now, but
even on the Switch.
The state Cyberpunk is in now is probably a top 10 RPG of all time.
Really?
It's really good.
Big news coming out about Cyberpunk. They were supposed to announce something last week. They pushed it off. They said when we're ready, we're going to announce it.
That's a nice pace.
The rumors I'm hearing is there might be multiplayer coming, so we'll see. That's something they promised before this even launched.
And they also canceled, to be fair.
Yeah, so they canceled.
That's heavily in the rumor.
The last thing, the last big update, they updated cars and vehicles and stuff, some customization. That's also something they promised that they canceled prior to launch. So we'll see. Maybe, they come back with that big update number. What is this, number 3? And maybe they give us everything they promised.
So it sounds like they're trying to No Man's Sky this.
Something.
It's been working.
They've done a lot of support. So yeah.
I mean, that's the way to get your fan base back.
Yeah.
I mean, and they needed to too. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
CD Projekt Red going from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, which is also Witcher 3 is absolutely a top 10 best RPG of all time. To having a bad game like Cyberpunk, they needed to pull that back before Witcher 4 comes out, and they did.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't love that it keeps happening, but at least they're fixing it.
Yeah. So yeah, last things I'm looking forward to this month. I want to get on Death Stranding 2. I kind of want to stream it because I'm going to go reckless. Like, I'm just going to play that game very hazardly and just like, drop all my packages and break the shit. And like, this is going to be something that people are going to want to watch. So I may stream this when the time comes.
That's a good idea.
Also, yeah, but also Donkey Kong, looking forward to it. So can't wait. Awesome. We are going to get into a little news this week. Most of it revolves around Xbox. We have not had a chance to talk about this. Xbox has announced a portable handheld system, I guess.
A direct competitor to Steam Deck, direct competitor to Switch.
Kind of like a Steam Deck, right?
Yep.
But it's an Xbox. So
what?
Let me just do all these announcements and then we can kind of like take this wherever we want. The other thing they just came out with the Meta Quest Xbox Edition, Quest S3 or whatever, Xbox Edition. Is, moving on after that, this is all within the last 3 or 4 weeks. This last week, they made huge layoffs and cut a lot of studios, cut a lot of games. So sorry for the community that hit. It sucks.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring all these things up because I'm kind of wondering where the hell is Xbox going? What's the direction? Is Game Pass turning into more of this like, go on the coattails of other development studios and maybe just like our core successors like, Oblivion, some of the other good stuff, or what are they doing? I don't know. Tyken, help me out.
Well, God, there's a lot to unpack there. I think I want to separate out the layoffs because I don't think the layoffs are necessarily part of the strategy of where they want to go with Game Pass. I think the layoffs are a very real reality of the dev world at the moment. Like, the Xbox is far from the only person doing mass layoffs. They're not even the only ones in the gaming space doing mass layoffs. EA and Ubisoft have announced their own layoffs for a while. We've seen massive exodus out of Google, out of Apple, out of Meta. At the same time, we're seeing this influx of other jobs happening around AI. So I think that if we're going to look and say what's happening in the industry today, I think it's a bigger picture about what is transforming in tech right now. And Microsoft is a tech company, and firing a bunch of developers right now makes sense. I will also say I'm not an economist, but I think that we are right now in a recession, and if we're not, we're very, very close to one. And I think that is something we're seeing a lot of companies respond to. It's a little weird to look at the stock market, and it's back to record levels even throughout these tariffs. But the stock market's being propped up by AI money coming into there. That's why the big FANG companies are still making a ton of money. And yet we're seeing mass layoffs on the other hand. The reality is that a lot of resources are shifting into the AI tech sphere, and those that are not part of AI are struggling. So that's, I think, what we're seeing.
I mean, I've got to be the one to say, like, the stock market is not the economy.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I just want to throw that out there, and I know we all, at least I don't know, Don, your opinions on things too much, but I know
I have zero opinions.
Okay, fair enough. All right, okay, not at all. Okay, all right, I've got a lot. I'll use them for you. Don't worry. I've got a lot of them. Yeah, no, it's happening everywhere. And yeah. I got a lot of opinions on that.
Just to, kind of throw this back into the layoffs and the future of Game Pass and everything. They did throw in Perfect Dark got canceled. I forget the other game. something big got canceled. Forza Horizon, they're talking about, or Forza Motorsports. Forza has the Motorsports and the Horizon franchise, and the Motorsports division is canceled future production. But Horizon, obviously going to Xbox and PlayStation, a little more successful. They're going to keep that going.
Like the best racing game ever.
Yeah, probably the best racing game. So canceled Motorsports, which some in the sim community might appreciate that more than Horizon, but I don't know. It's like there's some big hitters with Perfect Dark. I was surprised to see it because we saw a video last year, some tech demo stuff. And it's like, okay, was this just, kind of like what they did with Witcher at this last studio showcase? Like, did they just do a tech demo and that was really all there was? Like a year and a half later, there's just nothing there? Or is this a game that they got pretty far on and then Xbox is like, nah, canceled? It's a beloved title, so I'm a little surprised to see Perfect Dark go.
Yeah, it's beloved, but Perfect Dark Zero was just generally trash. I think everyone agrees that was a very, very poor game. So Perfect Dark does have name recognition to it, but it's hard to look at the modern gaming sphere where FPS games just aren't doing as well. They've sort of moved into the battle royale sphere, which is really dominated by pretty large, Fortnite being the obvious one, but even Apex Legends. And the other ones that want a more competitive experience are going to Overwatch. They're going to Marvels. So it's weird to find a spot where Perfect Dark makes sense. And I would love it to come back and it would make sense, but I could totally see where Microsoft says like, yeah, maybe we put this in storage for a little while until it's the right time to release it. But I want to draw back, and I'm sorry, I'm going to talk just a little bit longer.
No, you're good.
I want to draw back. So let's take my assumption that we are either close or near a recession. What happens in game studios at this point is they start taking less risks. So even if it's not a recession, even if we're not there, if they believe there is one coming, they're going to start looking at their portfolio. All game industries are going to start doing this, and they're going to say, what are the riskiest bets we're doing right now? When the economy is doing really well, there's a lot of money, and very importantly, when it's very easy to borrow money, it's easy to make these investments. Right now, it's very expensive to borrow money. Risk, if we are in a recession or coming in, that means that there's going to be less money. There's going to be less people buying giant Steam libraries like I do to take bets. They're going to say, okay, well, I can only afford 2 games. I'm going to buy Donkey Kong and I'm going to buy college football. And those are the 2 games I'm going to buy the entire year. So as an industry, you're going to want to do that. So I'm not surprised to see this happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd argue that we've been in a false recession for a while. And I think a lot of it kind of boils down to, at least for the future, kind of like what you're saying, as well as there's so much instability regarding tariffs and how that affects the bottom line of so many industries. And while the tariffs may not affect a lot of the gaming industry as in regard to like software wise, especially because most things are going to be digital sales, consoles are not digital sales. And so any of the new things like the Switch or whatnot, there's a whole lot more impact on that. And it's just the world is in very much an unstable place right now in regards to what is going to happen tomorrow. So I kind of agree. I think a lot of these companies are just, there's a lot of things that's just stacked on top of each other. The AI development, and then you're talking about all the instability, and then you're talking about the recession, and then you're talking, who knows what's going to happen. And honestly, unfortunately, it just goes down to the bottom line of, anyway, just about money anyway.
Yeah. So I think though, you kind of brought it up is like, what do we see in the future from this? When studios aren't taking risks or when Xbox isn't taking risks, we see a lot of the same shit every year. So they're going to go with the sure bets. And I mean, we're going to see Madden's going to come out every year and Tony Hawk's going to get remade. We're going to get Underground 2 again. Like these kind of things that they know are going to sell. They're going to hit those. and there's going to be less of the Expedition 33s from Xbox, from Xbox Studios.
So yeah, let me counter. I agree with you, Don, 100%. One thing I have really liked about the Game Pass, and it took me a little while to kind of catch what was happening in the industry, we started to see a lot of what I would say are like AA style games. I think Expedition 33, Helldivers 2, these are like really great. They're selling really well. They're good production value, but they're not the AAA, right? They're not the big open world Assassin's Creed. Why is that happening? And the reality is that Game Pass has been a big part of the picture. What Game Pass will do is they'll look through a bunch of games and they'll take demos of them and they'll say, hey, studio, we really think your idea has merit. If we fund your development process, or we'll give you X amount of dollars, you become a Game Pass game. And what that has allowed is we've got to see this explosion in this mid-tier that's been missing for honestly over a decade, mid-tier game development. I think there's still an opportunity here for Game Pass to still take money and say, hey, we're going to fund an Expedition 33, or we're going to fund this random indie game. And we're going to take a bet on that doing well. There's going to be less money overall, which sucks. So there's going to definitely be less risk, but I don't think it drops to zero. I don't think we're just going to get Call of Duties and Madden. I think we will still see surprises, especially with how well Expedition 33 has done, and Blueprints has done, and Helldivers 2 has done.
Well, with Unreal becoming also so much more acceptable, you're going to get tons more indie games coming out that are of such quality that what you would not expect from an indie developer.
So I think we'll still find that there are those kind of games. There's going to be less of them than we've seen in the last, like, say, 5 years, which is unfortunate. But Game Pass might in some way be a harbor to get us through this problem, despite the fact that Microsoft themselves is shedding off employees.
Yeah, I think what we'll see is Microsoft might continue to push out like the Call of Duties and everything. But then, they're seeing these studios that like, oh, you're at 80%, let's get you to the finish line. Oh, you're at 80%, let's get you over there too. Under the umbrella of Game Pass, right? So
if I was Arcane, I'd be very concerned. I think Blizzard should be very concerned. They took a big hit, but I could still see them cutting deeper. Diablo 4, as I understand, is doing well, but it's not pulling in what Diablo 3 pulled in. So it's like, and Arcane makes great games that are almost never commercially successful. So it'll be interesting to see if this is the end of those cuts, or if we're going to see something a little deeper later.
Remind me, what does Arcane make again?
Dishonored is probably their biggest franchise.
Got it. Okay.
Which is great. I love the Dishonored, but like Deathloop didn't do well at all.
Yeah.
So the final thought I have, just because I mentioned it's a big topic, it's very clear to me that Microsoft wants to exit the hardware space. I mean,
100%.
Oh yeah.
They always to make hardware. It's always been a weird thing if you look at the rest of Windows or Microsoft, they don't make hardware. They're a software company. They make Windows and they make Excel and PowerPoint and all that stuff. The Xbox has always been sort of a weird outlier in that space. So it's good. I think it's good for the industry overall to see Xbox try and take more of a publisher role and go back to software, something that they are good at and try to be true. And if that means we get to open up the access to those games on more platforms, I think this is overall a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's the key to bringing up the handheld and the VR thing, because they're not making VR games. Like, Xbox is not putting out VR games. This is another screen for you to watch your Xbox games on. So they'll have Game Pass on a big screen within VR, and you'll be able to see it at that level.
Right.
So I think all these things are really just like driving that, hey, we're moving away from consoles more and more into the future. So I think this is going to be the end of the console war. Like, we're not going to have an Xbox in a couple of years. That's why, I was just like, I'm getting rid of an Xbox because I see the path this is going, and they're making the decision. They're doing this, but they're also doing this smartly and setting up the cloud and setting it up so, hey, you bought a new LG OLED, you can play Xbox on it. You can play it on your PC.
Right.
So I think it's very smart how they're doing it. But I think this is the end of like the console. Like we're still gonna have PlayStations and Nintendos, but that's not a competition.
Yeah, those guys definitely play in different spaces, but it's
Right.
felt that way for a while. I mean, I don't feel that. Yes, if you put a PS3 and a PS5 game next to each other, I'll tell you which is which, no problem. But if you tell me the jump from PS3 to PS4 to PS5 and ask me to point out what those are, I couldn't tell you. Like, we continue to reach that curve where things are just not improving enough to make it be like, wow, look at the new console. Now it's just like, oh, okay, here's an updated video card like my computer gets. That's how it feels. I said that about the Switch too. It's the exact same thing.
I also think there's a big culture shift too in just gaming altogether. I think me personally, for visibility of having that culture, the console war, to me, I think it ended with 360 and PlayStation 3. I think while there still was a little bit of a trailing into Xbox One and then PlayStation 4, I don't think people really gave as much of a shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my personal, like me personally, because like we were really paying attention at the time, what was going on. We were really big. I was Xbox 360 entire way, no PlayStation, screw that. And then I just stopped caring. And then it wasn't just me. I looked around, I looked at news, I was paying attention. It's like, couple people were paying attention, you know, and then it just stopped going. Like, oh yeah, no, I just play a PlayStation. It's good. I don't know.
It's funny that out of all the consoles, the one that won was Steam.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, everything just goes to PC because that market is so flexible. It's so big. Everyone's got a computer to some degree.
Yeah.
There are things like NVIDIA that give you cloud computing that lets you play it even if you have a potato, as Don likes to call it. So it's amusing to me that at the end, it feels like it was Steam that came in. It was like, you know, that game that's $30 on sale on Switch? Well, it's $8 on Steam. So what do you want? You're like, yeah, I could play it on my phone, I guess.
That's a really interesting conversation to be had, though, is did Steam kill the console wars? Just being having everything centralized into one location and having the accessibility and the price point that people can afford to a certain extent, you know, that's a really interesting.
We can do a whole show on that.
I know. I love analyzing how people think.
I think it's
really interesting.
High-speed internet and storage really like put the dagger in consoles. Yeah.
And again, the lack of return. Like, there is a very real thing that you can only increase the triangles on a shape before you stop noticing how much better it looks. Like,
right.
The new consoles are better, but it's really hard to tell where a PS5 and a PS4 differ other than load times, right? Which is better.
And then when you get to the point where you're streaming a game and you have a $2,000 video card versus I'm just streaming it and you can't tell the difference. Like, it's not even gonna. We're gonna kill computer gaming too. Totally. Eventually.
Interesting.
So
yeah. So it's smart to take it all back. Microsoft's making the choices that all tech companies are making. It sucks, and it's going to be real rough it's rough in the tech industry period right now.
Yeah.
I think this will lead to a smaller subsect of games, but I think Microsoft has positioned itself well with Game Pass. I think that will continue to pay well for them. And as people don't have a lot of money, it makes that $20 or $10 to $15, $20 price tag even that more attractive.
Yeah. I mean, and they offer such great selections compared to like their competitors that, I mean, I'm going to be getting a Game Pass next time. Like, it's not even a question.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Anything else on this, or we got it?
I think, I will say there has been some criticism out in the industry. I think Arcane and Larian's publishers have said the opposite. They're really concerned about Game Pass and sort of homogenizing what the industry is going to be like. It's hard. It's a spoiled brat in me that's like, it's such a good deal for gamers that I have a hard time being like, I'm sorry, it's bad for publishers. And how that plays out, we'll see. But for now, Game Pass is a hell of a deal.
Yeah. So yeah, Larian's speaking out, right? But weren't they not offered Game Pass or something? Or I don't know. There's some history there.
For sure.
There's some interesting
interesting. Okay.
I think
interesting
they
drama.
Down Game Pass, if I
they
recall.
turned it down? Okay. Yeah. Nice. And then they were like, we're going to PC and PlayStation first. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Other than that, I didn't really have any other big news items. I did want to say hot topic over the last week was Street Fighter casting for a new movie.
I was wondering if you're going to bring that up. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm going to bring it up. We got 3 wrestlers in there? Cody Rhodes is Guile. So that's pretty cool. He is the American Nightmare in wrestling.
Hold on. Frag's got his eyebrow. Frag, they are making another live action Street Fighter game, and they're movie, and they're announcing the cast. As we're going to talk about wrestling, I want to point out where this craziness is going is Blanca. Do you see who they cast for Blanca?
Who was Blanca again?
It's Aquaman.
That's right.
It's
Momoa.
Minecraft guy.
Yeah. Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is Blanca. Yeah.
That's right.
This Street Fighter cast is so bonkers. It's either going to be amazing or awful. And
the first couple posts I saw, I thought this was a joke.
Yeah. It felt like it shouldn't be real.
This is bullshit. Like, this is some AI generated thing. And I'm like, IGN's posting this. What?
Oh, that was real?
Yeah.
Oh my, I thought I saw something about like the guy from Suicide Squad who played the portal, the polka dot guy was going to be Bison.
No.
And I was like, what is this? And I just kept on going.
Yeah,
I was like, this is stupid. I don't know what the hell they're even talking about. I moved on because, like, there's no way in hell he'd be Bison if there was a movie.
Yeah.
What?
Roman Reigns is Akuma.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we have 2 wrestlers that really they have not acted. They act weekly, but they have not acted on the big screen to this level.
A good amount of wrestlers have made that transition, though, to be fair. At this point, it's not novel.
Roman Reigns is The Rock's, like, he's The Rock's, like, cousin or something. Oh, so, yeah, I'm sure there's some mentorship going on there. I know Cody Rhodes and The Rock also, there's some mentorship there as well. So, I think they'll make the transition. It's going to be good.
We also have to talk about Balrog being 50 Cent. This casting feels like someone's just thrown shit at a dartboard.
I think that was the one where I was like, this is all bullshit. This never really happened.
Right.
And it's like 50 Cent? Oh, what?
The jury is Amber Heard. Aw. Like, what a wild cast. I don't know what this means. I mean, the last Street Fighter movie might be one of my guiltiest pleasures because it's so awful. But this entire list just, again, it's going to be amazing or it's going to be awful, and there will be no in between.
I am so confused.
It looks like they casted a Fast and the Furious movie, and they were like, hey, actually, we're going to do Street Fighter. Fuck it.
What if it is a crossover? What if it's like Street Fighter Cross, and instead of Tekken, it just scratches out and says Fast and the Furious?
Well, family.
Are
they bringing Dan into it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What is this?
What a weird guy. That Andrew Schultz, who's a comedian. Like, granted, Dan's the Joe character, but yeah, this is bizarre.
I know I didn't give you guys a spoiler. We were going to talk about this, but it was just wild.
Yeah. What a weird
movie? Thing. Why?
Yeah.
I do have one more news story I'd love to cover. If we're ready to swap, but
we're ready for the next news. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, real quick. I saw Nathan Jones. I thought he was somebody else who used to be like an astronaut or a chef or a firefighter, depending on which movie, which Saul used.
Oh, wait.
You looked like him for a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, moving along.
The other surprising news story that sort of broke out in the PC world is Subnautica 2. So the original creators of Subnautica got let go out of the blue and are no longer part of Subnautica 2 or its release date. And that has been very fascinating to find out. We've heard a little bit from the original creators that they were as shocked as anyone. They knew it was coming, but they thought it was going to be on their terms. I guess there's been quite a bit of frustration happening between the publisher and the developer. And what that means, I'm very interested, because Subnautica, it was next year is supposed to be its early access date.
It's supposed to be this year.
Oh, I thought it was.
They've been claiming 2025 this entire time. They're still trying to claim that.
Well, so they exited too, and they said the game's like 98% done, right? Like they're like, this game is done, it's ready to go. And we were just like, oh, you know?
Yeah. So I'm a little worried. I mean, I think Subnautica is an incredible game.
Yeah.
I think Below Zero was sort of an okay game. So, or it was a good game. It was on
it was fine. It was short. It was small.
It wasn't as good. So
yeah.
Is it the case that these creators were sort of flash in the pan? They pulled off one great game and couldn't cut it for two? Or is this a money grab? Or like, where is this happening? It's such a wild thing.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've been paying attention at least a little bit to Subnautica, because me and my son absolutely love that game. And in fact that it's multiplayer has been the big pitch. It's something him and he's like every couple of weeks he's like, is Subnautica out yet? Like, no, dude, I'm sorry, it's not. Trust me, I wish it was. Yeah, and then I saw that.
Yeah.
Man.
So a lot of bummers in the game industry.
That's why I had to bring in Street Fighter.
Yeah. So
well, that is a bummer.
Games that are coming out that haven't been canceled, huh?
Let's move on to that. Yeah. So we are gonna talk the buy try pass. I've got a list of games here that are coming out or have came out this month already. And we'll just say if we're gonna buy, try, or pass it. And let me pull up my list. First one, Mecha Break, came out last week. This is a free-to-play mech game. I don't know if Zach was here. I know he's watching, but I know he's into this and would have a lot to say about it. But have you guys looked into it? What do you guys think?
I meant to look into that one because I love me some mech games, and I love space games, things like that. But the problem is, for me personally, any of those like free to play games to me it takes the soul out of a lot of those, and it adds unnecessary layers to the game. So for me, it's very difficult to really get into most modern mech games. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I love the designs of the mechs. They look great. The cutscenes I've seen look really cool. The battles look really cool. But how it actually plays, I don't know. It looks like they're really trying to go for like Gundam meets like Armored Core.
So does that mean you're a pass or a try? Like, where are you?
I would try. I'm sorry. In this case, I would try it for a bit. And then,
give it a try.
Yeah. I'd give it a try. Absolutely.
Give it that. What do you give it? An hour? Those are the games on your backlog. A couple hours.
Yep.
I would give it I would give it after the tutorial and see what happens after that, kind of a thing. I would play it for the starting area, but as soon as it came out with like a message that said, you could buy extra missiles for 500 crystals, I'd be like, fuck, I'm out.
Daily check-in.
Yeah. If there's gonna be dailies, I'm out. I mean, of course.
There's 100%.
100%. I know.
Yeah.
So I'm out. I guess I'm out.
There's a season pass.
Of course, there is a season pass.
Taiken.
I'm a pass. I have such a weird. I'll just say I've yet to find a mech game that really hooks me. They either feel too arcadey and floaty, or they go too far in the sim direction. That it's either the case that it's Twitch reactions and I don't know the map enough, so I end up dying quickly, or
That's fair.
I'm spending all this time figuring out which of the 40 buttons. I've yet to find one that hooks me. This doesn't look like it's going to be it. It's free. That's cool. But yeah. It's a pass for me.
I grew up with like Robotech, Macross, Mech Warrior, and so for me, I've always wanted a great Robotech or Macross kind of a game. And you get all these things that like give you the look of it, but the feel was completely wrong. And I agree. Like, what button do I press to do this thing now? Like, you need a blueprint, just multiple pages of control schematics to figure out what you're doing. And I'm 42. I ain't got that. I'm almost 42.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time.
How about you, Don?
Yeah. So I'm going to say I will try if Zach is bugging me to try it or something. And everybody's like, hey, it's Friday night. We got nothing else to play. Let's play Mecha Break.
Repo? Oh, Mecha Break.
Yeah. Okay. No one can play Repo. We got to play Mecha Break. I might play Mecha Break, but I mean, I really try to stay away from these. I kind of got myself caught in like First Descendant, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool and everything. And then I'm like, I gotta get away from it because it is the daily check-ins and the grinds for things, or you could just pay for grind, and I don't like that. It's scummy, so I want to stay away from it.
Fair enough. Yeah, but,
like I said, Zach, Mecha Break. I see you in chat.
Summoned him. Yeah. I've been called.
If you need a wingman, I might jump in there for a little bit.
That's the thing, though. Like, going back to like, it looks very similar to like the speed of like Armored Core.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have those kind of reflexes anymore. That's the other part too. It's kind of like Josh. Like, I don't know the map very well. I'm old and broken. I can't anymore.
Nice. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna say this month has a lot of remasters, re-releases. So the first one, Harvest Moon, Lost Valley, and Skytree Village, all in one package.
Which is a remake of the DS Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't that come out like 10 years ago?
Longer than that, buddy.
So this will be on Switch 1, I believe.
No, 10 years ago was 1999, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're starting. Yeah.
I like this math.
I'll start us off with the pass. This is very similar to my complaint with Survival Crafters. There is no shortage of cozy games. This does not look like a good cozy game. I don't know what art style they keep doing for Harvest Moon, but fire that art director. Their games look awful. Please stop.
Nice.
I'll go play Stardew Valley. It's fine.
Yeah.
The most popular game on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Frag,
that?
what you got?
What? In what regard?
Pass. You gonna play it?
Pass. No,
Did you
I'm
forget the
passing.
title we're on?
Sorry. Yeah. No, I completely.
What are we doing here?
ADHD. You said Stardew Valley, and I was like, "Yes, okay."
You're like
It's
starting it
already
up.
loaded up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck this stream.
No,
I'll pass as well. I never really got into Harvest Moon, so
Yeah.
I played the shit out of the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Yeah. College football 26.
Sports. Go sports.
Go sports.
You could put me on the try list.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't know what it is. I loved NCAA.
cheerleaders.
The NCAA games, I don't know if it's just because the players aren't as intense. Like, I feel like the running game feels a little bit easier to play through. It feels much more offense focused at the college level, that I really liked NCAA when it came to a fighting or a sports game. So I'll put in the try. I won't buy it full price, but at some point it'll be $20. I'll pick it up.
Yeah. I'm not going to try it this month. I might, once the season gets started. Huge college football fan. So yeah, I'm definitely a try, or maybe a buy if it goes on sale in September-ish.
Best-selling game last year for
it was
football. That's wild.
Did the players get the rights to their they did?
They're making money. Yeah.
I would 100% if I could buy it just to support that.
They don't.
They don't need that.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Fair enough. Fuck it then. No, I'm not playing it.
Yeah. All right. You're back out.
Yeah.
I'm back
It's
out.
the right thing to do from the industry.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean
yeah.
they need more money.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a fun, for me, it's the excitement. It is the mascots, the cheerleaders, the stadiums, the bands, the music, like everything about this game. I know in this one specifically, like I believe you're going to be able to carry your story from being drafted and play into the Madden and everything. They did that back in the old game. So
I was gonna say,
yeah, that was back in 2014 or something.
Fantasy
So
roster,
yeah,
I forget what they called it.
I don't know. You could play from high school all the way into the pros.
Tiger, we should play some Blitz the League.
Oh god,
Only
Sign
with
me
the
up.
N64 version.
Yeah,
Blitz,
there you go.
No, Blitz the League was great.
Oh, the Xbox version.
Yeah, you could like, I don't know, send drugs
Break
to the
arms.
other team or something, and they would party and they would play terribly. That was a great game. Islanders New Shores. Have you guys played any of these?
I've
I
not.
I played the original Islanders that came out on Steam.
Yeah.
They're very casual. They're
Yeah.
very much like a sort of Dwarf Romantics, very similar in this style of game.
Yeah.
It's a very place it down, sort of get your synergy, get as many points as you can. I think this feels like it belongs on mobile, and that would probably be the place I play it. That being said, it's a pass for me. That Islanders was fun, but I honestly don't remember much of my time with that game.
Yeah, it's a good mobile game, I think.
Yeah.
So I'd be a pass as well.
I'd pass.
Yeah. Myco Punk, and what I want to say is like you can buy 4 copies for less than you can buy Borderlands 4. So I think they changed the pricing though, so you can't anymore. But that was the big sell from the creators.
What was in the trails like minimum wage something like popped up on the screen, and it was like what it does get that Borderlands feel, but
yeah, it's a first person 4-player looter shooter. So like it does that thing where you kill guys and your guns come flying out with all the little lights on them to indicate. So it's definitely aping the Borderlands aesthetic.
Dopamine hit. Yeah.
That being said, I'm in the try to buy category if I can get people to join me. I think
I'm in the same boat.
It's going to be a fun time.
I'm in the same boat too. We should make a stream out of it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that.
Well, now we're all buys.
Hey,
now we're all buys.
Yeah, I think Michael it's going to fill that itch before Borderlands comes out. Which it's a great time for that game to be here.
Awesome. Patapon 1 and 2 replay.
Another remake.
Another remake. I'll pass.
Yeah,
not my kind of game.
Yeah,
you know, I throw it on there because I thought you were like a fanatic of Patapon or something.
Yeah.
I can't wait
on his Patapon costume.
Just off the PSP or whatever it was on.
I just can't get the tattoo off anyway. You know, I gotta get it removed.
Patapon 1 and 2. I didn't have a PSP. I don't have the nostalgia for this game. It also doesn't look like a game I would have nostalgia. I like it's quirky. It's a rhythm-based command 2-player kind of real-time strategy. I think that's a cute mesh of genres, but it's never been anything that was like, oh my god, I gotta play it.
Nice.
So pass. How
okay.
are you done?
Pass. Yeah, I'm super pass on that. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4.
I don't know. Not for me. Like I enjoyed the on PlayStation 2. I think that's the last time I really played a Tony Hawk. It's
that was
fun.
Like Underground 2.
Yeah. It was fun, but it's not a game that I would actively go out and buy.
I think, is this one on Game Pass?
Ooh.
I'd like to say it is, and I'm gonna try it if it is. I'll just put that out there. I think it is, and if it is, I'm trying it.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is probably my second favorite. I think the first one just has a nostalgia factor that can't be topped. I bought Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 when it came out. I played it for about an hour and I was like, oh, this is so wonderful. And then I've never touched it again. So I have very little faith that 3 and 4 is going to pull me in the same way. Or I have faith it will pull me in the exact same way, and I'm just not going to buy it.
I did the same thing. I know it's like, it's 2-minute rounds and everything. I think the format's a little outdated or something. Like I don't know. It's not as exciting as it was on the PlayStation 1 when that was like cutting edge at the time.
Right.
Yeah. I will say it looks amazing. I think the ray tracing and how they remade this game looks awesome. Also, Doom Guy riding around on his chainsaw is fucking awesome. So that almost made me want to pick it up. So I'll try it if I can unlock that immediately and just play around with it. But that's just to have Doom Guy.
You could have pre-ordered
tricks.
Awesome. Destiny 2, the Edge of Fate expansion.
No, I mean, I didn't play. I've never played any of the other Destinies. I wanted to, but just never got around to it.
This is definitely in the camp that either you're playing Destiny 2 and you're already going to buy it, or you haven't played Destiny 2. This is not going to pull you in. Yeah. Destiny 2 is great. I think I enjoy myself. I've been out for one full arc of expansions, if I recall, because they try and do them in 3-chapter chunks. This starts the next 3-chapter wave. So this feels like when WoW expansions come out. You're either super excited or you didn't even know what was happening. And this is that vote. So pass.
Okay. Yeah. JC said, they need to make Destiny 3. So I would agree. Yeah. Like this game could use a refresh, and these kind of expansions that come out every year or every couple years kind of get lost in the sauce for me. I did know this was coming out, but I'm just not super excited. The backlog's too big to play Destiny. To play Destiny 2 again. Right. Yeah. So pass. Eden Zero, a ARPG game based on an anime comic. I don't know if you guys follow this or.
I have no idea what it is.
I put the note in there. It looks kind of cool.
Is this a third-person anime fighting game? Oh God, we need another one of those.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Are you a fan of Eden Zero? Is that something you follow?
No. I just I saw it and I'm like, that looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Every single anime gets their own 3D fighter with all their characters, which I get. There's a good blend between fighting games, which really rely on the strength of each individual person just being an immediate character. I get why they do it as an anime. I could care less. This is a hard pass. I mean, I like One Piece, and I didn't pick up any of the One Piece games. So,
yeah,
a hard pass. I don't even know what that is.
Naruto Shippuden back on the GameCube is dope, though, and JC you can feel me.
If they made a Hajime no Ippo boxing game, followed career kind of thing, like in Fight Night kind of a vein, 100% I'd be getting that. I loved Hajime no Ippo.
You have a sword that sank the size of Sephiroth for how deep that cut was.
What do you mean?
No one knows that one.
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem. Yeah, I know.
So
awesome. Yeah. Eric's Home.
I don't even know
Stolen Dream.
What is that?
This is a 3/4 overhead stealth game.
I need to throw this on the video really quick because it looks so cool.
I think it's actually a try on me.
Yeah. Let me throw it on here.
Yeah, we should totally have maybe
I should just throw these on here.
Video. And just put it on mute and just kind of go through it.
Oh, we could just stop it every once in a while. Yeah,
maybe
let me
for the future.
Get there. There we go. Can you guys see it? Not yet.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might not have sound, but
no sound. I like the Victoria era. I think that's a cool aesthetic to go into. It looks like they're going to deal with great story, but it's a sort of stealth based, right? It's a stealth based point and click.
I think so. Isometric. Yeah. It looks really cool.
I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see where this is going.
This is the one I saw and I'm like, man, this looks really cool. I'm not good at stealth games, but looks good.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to try on this as well. It looks so good.
I hope it's a pass for me, but I would watch somebody play it if that makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good call out.
Nice.
Pull up Neverwinter Nights 2. Let's keep it going.
You want me to pull that up? Neverwinter Nights 2.
So this is also a remake, obviously, of a pretty old game, but Neverwinter Nights 2 is very beloved in the community. I think
July
the
15th,
big deal about Neverwinter Nights 2, though, is they had a full MMO role-play server that you could do.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that this is something that they build support in at some point. I think it's a pass in its current state. It's a good RPG, but it's old. It's hard to, in a world where Baldur's Gate 3 exists, it's hard to be like, go back and play Neverwinter Nights 2. But if they pull in that MMO RPG and they give us an updated version, 100% in. That shit's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never played Neverwinter.
Yeah. Neverwinter's good. It's a very it's not Baldur's Gate 2 good.
Well,
is this a PS2 game as well?
Yeah, it came out on the PS2.
Look at those graphics.
I think Neverwinter Nights 2 came out around the time that Tyke and I were playing the Dibs game. Do you remember that one? I can't remember what it's called though.
Dibs game.
Game. Yeah.
You promised we wouldn't tell people about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. I forgot about that
one. The Dibs game. Is that back on the PS2 Champions of Norath?
There we go. Champions of Norath.
Oh, okay.
I loved that game.
Okay.
I think that got remade too. We're moving on too far.
Did it? Sorry, nostalgia. Anyway, moving on.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. I don't have a video of that, but
it's Donkey Kong.
We don't need it. That's a buy.
That's a buy.
That's a hard pass.
Okay. You don't have a Switch too.
I could give a fuck.
It looks amazing. We just recently got confirmation that's the Mario Odyssey team that made this game. Mario Odyssey is my favorite 3D platformer of all time. So that's another 3D platformer from that team. 100%. I'm very, very excited about that. Shut up, Frag.
100%. It looks like Odyssey. I'm so glad I have this game right now on my roster because I think it's gonna mop.
Yeah, 100%.
Neon Abyss 2.
Yeah, the Neon Abyss 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah. 4-player.
Yeah. I didn't get super into Neon Abyss 1. I think it's one of those games I played for a little bit. It's another roguelite, which is great. This one looks like it's leaning even more into the silliness of your weapons, getting to the even more ridiculous. If I recall, these games are like one scream room. So you kind of enter a room, fight a bunch of enemies, unlock something, and then continue on. I'll probably, if the reviews are good, this will be a buy. If the reviews are, I'm going to wait and see what the reviews say. Okay. Right now it's a pass until I hear someone say like, no, you got to play this.
Yeah.
Or JC's like, no, we're playing this. And then I'll pick it up.
Yeah. I think if it's 4 players and it's like, people are like, we got to play this, the reviews, it's overwhelming positive. I think I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's, if there's like a party night kind of a thing and the price is just right, I'll pick it up. It's
like not under $25.
I mean, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe it has to be on sale. I don't know if I'd spend $25 on it.
Is this on here? RoboCop, Rogue City?
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that game.
So this is a DLC to the original Rogue City, which, as you can see on the screen right now, and those of you on the podcast, it's $4.99. It's a super cheap price. I haven't personally played it. Everyone who has says it makes you feel like a walking tank, which is what you should feel like as being RoboCop. So this is additional DLC to that game. I think if you are interested, if this looks cool to you, go buy RoboCop for $5. Play it. If it hooks you, get Unfinished Business. You want some more.
There you go.
I'll say this. I'd buy it for $1.
$5. Frag.
No, it's a reference, you jackass.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'd buy that for $1.
So it's a pass for me only because I didn't really get into RoboCop. But
yeah.
More of a good game is always a good thing, even if it's not my.
I've heard a lot of praise and good review on the series. So
same on this one.
If you're into it,
I would try it. I will be honest. I would try it.
Yeah. If you're into it, try it. Try it out.
If If you like it, try it.
You like it. All right, cool. What do we got next?
I think this next one might be the most interesting game, and I can't believe it exists.
I can't believe it's not on someone's roster.
I will say it looks rough. I think graphically it looks really rough.
Yeah,
I bet you could make like
make it clear, everyone. We're talking about the Shadow Labyrinth or something like that, right?
This is Shadow Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a dark retelling of Pac-Man of all games.
Yeah.
Those of you who saw Secret Level, this is that Pac-Man short from Secret Level.
Yeah.
It's
so weird.
You wake up, you have a little Pac-Man guy that's following you around, and you're trying to get your way out of some maze area. it looks wild. We just saw on screen where you turn into Pac-Man eating dots after already going through and like murdering monsters with your sword.
Looks very Metroid-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely is going to be
Metroidvania. Yeah.
This is such a weird combination kind of a game that I would try it. I am very intrigued by it.
I want to try
it. What on earth just happened?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He just vomited out a giant Pac-Man and then it turned him into a giant robot. It's fine.
Yeah.
This happens.
This makes sense.
I think the animations look kind of bad. Like the animations and the art style look sort of, I don't want to say web game style, but it kind of gives me those vibes. So if that worries me a little. It
reminds me of like Game Boy Advance or something.
Yeah. Like kind of tilted, very few animations on the characters, but the premise is so weird.
I see what you're saying.
But I'm also in the try.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I don't think I'd be playing this for the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing it because I have to know what the heck is going on.
And this is the natural progression of Pac-Man, by the way.
This is just the next of the Bomberman Zero style game. If you guys remember the original Xbox coming out with the mature version of Bomberman. This is just mature Pac-Man. It's just gonna keep coming.
Familiar.
I'm ready for mature Bubble Bobble, where it's a kaiju simulator.
All
right,
we got Wildgate.
Wildgate kind of looks super cool. It's a PvP. PvP ship combat boarding style, very similar to
Sea of Thieves.
Kind of.
And the other space. What was that space game that we tried the demo for?
Dang it, I'm drawing a blank on
Jump Ship.
Jump Ship.
Jump Ship. Yeah, which is something I kind of want to play.
A multiplayer jump ship in which you and another team or a few teams kind of meet somewhere. It's like an extraction looter shooter, but I think it's a bit more focused than that.
Yeah, and I think some previous WoW devs are on the studio for this, so
including one of like the co-creators of WoW, if I recall.
Yeah,
so it's
something. Somebody big. There's some influence there.
Where are you guys landing? I'm very curious.
I wanna try the shit out of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I had a team, I think I would play it. It's not the art style I would normally connect with in a sci-fi kind of a game, but the fact that from what I'm looking at here on this trailer, it looks like, there are ship to ship battles that then end in you jump on their ship and then take them out to get the loot. I'm guessing that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like, we just had there's fires in the ship, and then the team looks like they had to extinguish the flames in the ship.
You got to mitigate the problems.
That sounds cool. I'm totally down for that. Then they jump out on top of the ship and shoot out, and next to their turrets and stuff. I'm intrigued. I'd try it if I had a team.
I don't know if it's this game or Jump Ship or whatever it is, but I believe this genre is something that's going to it's going to be very successful eventually. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't know if it's this game, but I want to play more in this type of game. So Sea of Thieves, a little deeper though.
I'm going to pass on it, oddly enough. I love this. I think Jump Ship's the one I'm much more excited for.
That's PvE, right?
Yeah, I think the PvP aspect, only because you mentioned Sea of Thieves. I think the PvP aspect in most of Sea of Thieves is my least favorite. I hate people boarding me and just one-shotting with shotguns, and then you just have this war of attrition.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably end up as a try because we'll put together a team, and I like multiplayer games, but the PvP aspect is not something I'm super interested in.
I'm looking more for. I'm looking towards more Jump Ship because that's not even out yet, right?
Correct. Yeah. Jump Ship. I'm very excited about.
Is that coming out this year?
No.
Damn.
Early access, maybe.
I think they did say early access. So
I've seen some streamers already playing it, so I'm assuming it's coming.
We played a little bit.
Yeah, they had a demo of it, and it was really polished, so it's definitely near.
Looks good. Yeah.
All right.
This is Wheel World, a bicycling game.
With
a story and a little spirit on your bike. You know what? The funny thing is I was researching.
What was that? I'm sorry.
That might have been a human bike.
Okay.
That was a headless man turned into a bike. This game got weirdly dark.
Let's back it up. Here we go.
What on earth?
We're even skipping the hot dog bike because there was a human disembodied man.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh.
I can't even.
Art style's this kind of interesting cell shaded cartoony look to it, very indie-ish. It looks weird, which is probably to its favor. It's hard to be excited about a bicycle game though. Like of all the modes of transportation, I can't think of a single bicycle game. Like there was it called Downhill?
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
But
I've got to describe what I'm seeing here.
You do. I don't know if we're actually doing the podcast anymore, but you can describe away.
Yeah.
That's comedy.
What I'm seeing here is, it's what looks like human male on essentially all fours.
Kind of a Ken doll.
Very shiny, very oiled up. The seat on the bike is instead the top half of a computer chair.
Yeah.
So no swivel there. And I do believe I'm seeing a keyboard attached to that monitor where the guy's head would be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like an old school box.
CRT.
Monitor,
Yeah. And the front wheel is, let's count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 feet. Yeah. It's I don't know what the back wheel is, but it has ridges.
8 or 9. It might be 8.
It's 8. It's 8.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's amazing to me what a turn this trailer did, right?
Yeah, right.
Like they're biking through the forest. It looks a little cute. Oh, they're in the city. Human body bike.
Yeah.
How's the seat attached? Oh, it's attached.
Oh, it's right into the spine. Thank you for asking, Hankstad. Directly into the spine.
Have you ever put a computer chair together? There's a piece.
Yeah,
it has to go somewhere.
That has to go somewhere, and it's not there.
The foot's wearing a shoe, but it appears to be covered in skin.
It is.
Yeah.
We need to move on from this image, please. It's an immediate buy for all of us. Let's continue on.
I'm honestly, I'm pretty interested in this.
For obvious reasons.
I'm not going to use the man skin bike, but I don't know. The art looks cool.
The biking mechanic does a great job of, you can see where the flow is going to be, right? Like going downhill is going to give you more speed, so you're trying to maximize what that could be. So there's going to be a good amount of skill in this game. So it'll be interesting to see. I would love to hear your thoughts, Dom, when you get your hands on it.
Yeah. Hopefully next month I have some playtime for this. Mm-hmm. Super interesting. When I was researching indie game to pick up or whatever, I came across this and I'm like, that looks really interesting.
Yeah.
And I could see it doing just insanely well.
I'll be honest, like before the podcast, when I got a chance to like look at some of the games that we were trying to talk about, I pulled up Wheel World and I was like, I watched the first 20, 30 seconds. I was like, it's just a bike game, whatever. And I skipped ahead. It's like, art style, interesting, whatever, not my kind of game. What did you I don't
and
have
it brought
the
you
words.
back around, baby.
I do not have the words to describe
There's
that
some
moment
customization
when that happened.
And we just got banned from Twitch. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Just
For a
showing
bicycle
that.
game?
Yeah, well, we had it on pause too long.
Did they miss our Vader stuff? Oh, did we actually get pushed from Twitch?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think we're still there.
Right.
Killing Floor 3.
Yeah.
And we were all a buy for Wheel World, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I gotta know what it is.
Jump scare. This is a good segue into this game. Like skin bikes to whatever this is.
The zombie skin things. Yeah. Did either of you guys play the other two Killing Floor games?
No.
I didn't. It did not look as polished as this game looks.
That's true. The Killing Floor games feel like a relic. They're kind of the precursor to the boomer shooters we see today. This is likely going to be that way. Sort of what Doom brought into the mix, that sort of very fast-paced run and gun style gameplay. So it's cool to see back, and it's nice to be in a 4-player, which is what the Killing Floor games have done well.
Oof, so many people.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be a lot more open. Like the other Killing Floor games were usually in smaller contained rooms.
Facilities.
So, yeah. So
yeah.
That part seems really cool. I'm a pass on this. The Killing Floor games are good, but they haven't been like that.
It's very Left 4 Dead.
Amazing. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
So not against it. I think this is likely going to be a solid game, but yeah, it's not hitting my radar.
Grab it on sale.
Just, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just play Vermintide, or I'd rather play Left 4 Dead again.
Yeah, I could see that.
Super Mario Jamboree Switch 2 edition. Are you getting the upgrade? Tycoon?
I already own the game, so I will get the upgrade for free on the better graphics, but I'm not buying the DLC. Okay. Mario Party is in that, like, I'll pick it up right before I have friends over and we're going to play this game. That's when I pick up Mario Party, because they're never going to go on sale.
You get it when you need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a pass for now. It'll end up on my library at some point.
I think a lot of the additions are
DLC or online
the camera, online stuff, and then maybe the mouse controls. And I just really don't care about those. So I would love to play Jamboree, but I really don't care about the Switch 2 editions enough to buy a $90 Super Mario Party.
Yeah, Hank's dad pointed out the Mario Party hasn't hit the same since 2 or 3, and a truer statement has never been said. That is absolutely true. No game has come close to the power of 2 and 3 in my mind. Jamboree is a far distant third, though. I think they did a great job at Jamboree.
There you go. Wu-Chang.
Looks interesting. I mean, it's another roguelike, Souls-like kind of game. Set in like one of the Chinese dynasties. Looks interesting.
Yeah.
Looks pretty. There's all cutscene, but haven't really followed it much, so I'd like to see what it does. Again, if this is one that's kind of unexpected, I could see somebody trying to pick this up on their roster in a couple weeks, because I think there's potential here.
Yeah, I do love that we're seeing a couple of other developers sort of catch up to what Dark Souls has been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like FromSoft is just not only created this genre, but have just dominating it. So games like Liza P and Black Myth Wukong really take a good center stage to this. I'm excited to see if this lives up to that sort of hype. It's going to be a pass, only because I don't have that much room in my life for any more of these style of games.
Yeah.
I eat a huge chunk, and it's hard for me not to be like, well, I could just play Elden Ring again.
There you go.
And I probably will with Frag.
Look at these costumes.
Excited about that.
Yeah. One thing I did think when I was watching this, and we don't need to drag it too much, but do you guys remember at that point after Breath of the Wild came out, it was about 2 years later, we started seeing just everything looked like Breath of the Wild. Like we had Genshin Impact,
Still,
and we had Phoenix Rising, I believe it was a Ubisoft game. Very similar. This is very much feels like we've been 2 years out of Elden Ring. Here comes all the Elden Ring games.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Looks cool. Yeah, I like to see what's going on here. Yeah. Looks interesting. And what do we got next?
No Sleep for Konami date.
Yes.
This is part of the AI Selenium, I don't know if I'm saying that right, franchise, which is a collection of visual novels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is another one of those. I will say visual novels don't really strike me. If I'm going to play a game, I generally want to play a game. And so I've pretty much turned away from those. That being said, too, bunny girl in a bikini outfit. Maybe I should check this out.
Yeah. Goes with the Wu Chang type thing where it's like, okay, something looks good in here.
I will say these and Steingate get called up a lot when people talk about visual novels and which ones are really good. I'm told that AI Somnium, or however you say that, and again Steins Gate are sort of the peak of that genre. So if you are interested, these, maybe Danganronpa would be the other one, would be the ones you should probably gravitate your way towards.
Yeah.
Pass. I'm out. Not my style.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. Yeah. Got a lot of passes. Grounded 2.
I only have so much money and so much time, Don.
I mean, Grounded 2. Well, I am very interested in Grounded 2. I need to play Grounded 1, but everything I've seen about it looks great. I would definitely say this is a try to buy.
This is another Game Pass game, right?
Yeah, it's made by Obsidian.
Yeah. So
yeah. This is a buy for me. I really like the first one. It's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as a crafting survival game. That's a genre I already love. I really liked Grounded 1. Full disclosure, I didn't beat it. I would love to get a team together, play Grounded 2 for sure. I love the art style. I love the throwback to the 80s. Killing ants and getting to ride them this time is going to be really enjoyable. So yeah, I'm all in.
There you go.
It's a buy.
The Ant Mount. Yeah, I'm going to be playing it on Game Pass, but yeah, I'm right there with you. It looks like a ton of fun. Lots of nostalgia. The look. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks fun.
I'm actually surprised it's taken this long for a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style game. Like, it's just that you hear it and you're like, oh yeah, of course that's a great idea for a game.
Shrunk. Yeah. This is like the straight up, the video trailer of this game is like exactly like Honey, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like there's a news article or a news correspondent talking about it, but yeah, it looks so good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. There's a Tales of the Shire, Lord of the Rings game. This is a cozy game.
Yeah. I saw that. I was very confused at first.
A cozy Hobbit style game. So that sort of farm, build your own property, Animal Crossing-ish. Even the characters kind of look chibi looking. I'm in the try to buy camp. I'm kind of in the mood for one of these games. And I mean, it's Lord of the Rings.
You like the Lord of the Rings?
I do.
Everybody looks like somehow they're a female, but they're a male.
Are you getting confused?
There's some confusion.
I don't know. I love this idea. I think the Hobbiton or that world has some cool things you could do with the Shire. Yeah. Has some cool things you could do with it. I'm definitely interested. I'll try. I'll put it in the try category right now.
Yeah, let's see how it reviews, and we don't want to get into another, survival Lord of the Rings game situation.
Yeah.
What was that last one?
Oh my god, it was so good. Golem?
Oh, that game? No, not that game. There's the other one. It's not coming up. It was like a survival crafting Lord of the Rings. Terrible.
The Lord of the Rings games don't have a very good record.
Return to Moria. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that game even existed.
That was rough.
Yep, as well you should.
I would say the PS2 GameCube games were quite delightful. Return of the King and Two Towers was excellent as hack and slash.
What was the one on 360 that was pretty good?
Third
Shadows.
Oh,
yeah.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Those are really too.
One of the great games.
Very different.
Enjoyed them, but I always had just in the back of my mind, I was always having a problem with it, and it was kind of like just the whole idea of this is exactly what you would not want to happen in like with the ring and all that. Like this is against everything that whatever. Like
what a hate.
It was fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a pass on this game.
Yeah.
Just because I don't care about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Or the genre.
Hold on.
I like Lord of the Rings.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna be the villain here. Peace. Yeah. I don't care about that or this Harvest Moon format. Like, I don't know. I don't got time.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't got time for it.
It'll be out on my Switch and I'll love it.
I enjoy, feel good to feel me.
Yeah.
Feel good games, kind of things like that. I think in this today's, especially like it's very important to have a game where you can just chill and relax. This is just not it for me. I hard pass on this. I don't care personally on this. It's not connecting me.
Okay.
All right, bring on the next one.
Okay, here we go. Another chill, relaxing game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you this at the beginning that this is already a buy for me. It looks incredible. This is made by the same developers who made Blasphemous 2, which was probably my favorite Metroidvania since Hollow Knight. Like, it's really good. This is not a Metroidvania. This is very much a platformer akin to, like, say, Messenger is probably the closest comparison. It looks beautiful. It plays wonderful. The demo I went through was a great time. I am very excited to play this game. I think it's going to be a blast.
Do you get power-ups like the original Ninja Gaiden?
Yes,
are they temporary?
You get a certain amount of resources to spend and to use them. So yeah, and then you get these special power attacks that you can unlock. So I'll say that gal, you don't even play her in the demo. So this is literally the first time I saw it.
Surprise.
This was part of a Next Fest, and it was an immediate yep, wish list. I'm ready for it.
Cool.
So it's a buy for me.
Ninja Gaiden, such a legacy title there.
What about for you guys? I assume passes because this feels like a me game.
It feels like a you game, but I want to try it.
Yeah,
a game I'd watch. Watch at a friend's place. Not really. I wouldn't watch a streamer do it, but I'd watch a friend play it.
The speed run for this game is going to be sick. I can't wait till AGDQ does it.
I will say I like the art style. It's very akin to the original kind of Ninja Gaiden, which I appreciate versus kind of how he looks later on, the 3D versions.
Yeah, awesome. Last game, System Shock 2, the Anniversary Edition.
Last of our remakes on our list too.
Last everything, yeah.
Yeah, System Shock 2, those who don't know, is really the precursor for BioShock. So a lot of the stuff that happened in System Shock, to the narrative, to the villains, the story, owes a ton. BioShock owes a ton to this. So this is considered one of the big greats. I didn't play System Shock 2 back in the day. The big sell for me is multiplayer. I've got a buddy I've already queued up. We're going to play at least 2-player and go through this game, and I'm looking forward to exploring it. Having said, it looks super old and rough.
Yeah, it does. It does. Even as a remake, it looks real rough.
Did they remake this?
Yes, they did.
They absolutely did.
This is the same same time frame that Half-Life 2 came out, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's not even a comparable
Deus
game.
Ex, very similar of this mechanics for it.
Yeah.
So
is the multiplayer a co-op or
co-op?
I'm assuming, but yeah, that would be cool. You can get over a lot of bad graphics and stuff like that with a good multiplayer game.
Is there like proximity?
I think.
And does that make it better?
That's an interesting idea.
That would be really interesting.
Like, is there a reason for proximity, and will it make it better? Because I see the little chat bubbles in the top left.
Yeah, that looks like Discord to me.
Oh
yeah, that totally is Discord.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Oh.
But
I'll say the other reason, and this is a little bias on my part, but Night Dive Studios is literally here in Vancouver, Washington. So it's a local group that remade this game. They've done quite a few remakes. They did the original System Shock. They did all 3 Turok games. They remade those. So they've got a track record for it. So yeah, get a little bit of homegrown nostalgia here.
Yeah.
JC says not Discord.
All right.
Well, I don't think it's Discord either. It looks in game.
But it might be. It would be really weird to have them have a Discord overlay.
I already picked it up though, so I'm a buy.
Fair enough.
Okay.
What's the price point on this nowadays?
$30.
Right now? $30.
That's not bad.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I've seen the like before and after, like what they did to the remake. They rounded out the edges, and it looks like that's about it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like there wasn't a whole lot of like improving the graphics. It was just making it round.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
So for me, not a game that I really care about again. But if you go in there and you're like, oh my God, this game's so much fun with 4 people, proximity chat's insane. Like I might try it just to experience it with you guys.
I would say this, like, if you're a fan of BioShock, you 100% know System Shock. Like you know, at least have heard of it, right? And knowing, of course, that it's the precursor to like that was so looking like AI done anyway.
It is an AI.
Well, yeah, that's ironic. Okay, yep. That's not what I meant, but yes. I'm interested. Yeah, this is what we're talking about.
That's
like, it's showing the before and then after graphics of the before and the remastered.
It looks slightly better.
Slightly, like, yeah. I'm curious to see like where it came, because I never played the System Shock games. I wanted to, but by the time I got to it, it was kind of really dated and hard to go back and play. Yeah. But they're remastering it. Still looks outdated and hard to play, but it's co-op. That might help.
All right, I got one more for you to pull up, Don.
Yes.
Because it wasn't on your list. Everdeep Aurora. You just do Everdeep, all one word.
Everdeep. Don't Google that, though.
Get in deep. Yeah. Again, for games that are like, this is built for me style, I think this game looks really delightful. This will be a buy. Comes out on 10th. It's a puzzle platformer, kind of cute pixelated graphics. It doesn't seem like there's enemies. It's more platforming and solving puzzles and exploring the world. I'm hoping this is like a 4 to 6 hour sit down for a night and just sit back and enjoy it. And it looks like that. So I'm very excited about this game.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I'm just going to put that on my buy list. I don't expect it's going to hit either of your guys's, but
nope.
I'm very excited about it.
You were right.
Yeah, I'm not really, I don't know. The art's cool.
Yeah.
The art is cool. We're very much kind of reminds
frog
me
with a backpack.
Plonk.
What's that game? Undertale. Kind of reminds me of Undertale.
It's got some Undertale elements for sure. Yep. Wacky.
I do have to say, I also did try Undertale, or no, Deltarune.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's my cup of tea. My kid loved it, and
good.
Yeah, he's like, try this, and I'm like, all right. I'm not.
Tried it. I'm done.
I don't know if I can beat this.
Yeah,
it was like a pacifist mode or something. I don't know. It's like kill him with kindness. Like what?
But I have guns.
I want to slap that fool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's way faster with this sword, you guys.
I'm like, this guy's punching me. I'm going to hit him with a sword. I'm not going to say a compliment. Come on.
So yeah, July is ridiculously stacked of games, but a good chunk of them are, to your point, all remakes. I'm happy to see that the industry is bringing some back. I've been playing like Legacy of Kain remastered. That's been fun to kind of go back and nostalgic about. I don't recommend that game. It's still rough as hell. But
no, I wouldn't. Yeah,
fun. So Tony Hawk coming back, Patapon, a weird poll. I think that's super cool. System Shock, obviously. So I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm glad to get a second opportunity to play some of these games.
Yeah. I guess there's to me it's just too many remakes.
Sure,
but that's my opinion.
It's a lot of stuff coming out.
Well, don't worry. Those remakes will slow down soon.
I think Wheel World, by the way, is also on Game Pass. So if you guys want to make a bike out of a Ken doll, you can. I am
100% going to show that trailer to my wife later with no warning. And
I mean,
hey, this is a really interesting game that's coming out.
Whatever you guys can spice up your life with. And
we went the same way, Don.
Yeah.
You want to make me a bike? No. I regret it already. I regret it already.
So who's the? Never mind.
Nope. Thanks for having us, everyone.
Go to the intro. Awesome. Well, that is it for the mini games and some Xbox news, and we talked a little Street Fighter tonight. And
the fuck is that?
July is going to be a crazy month.
Curious.
I'm curious, but I don't.
And clipped.
Oh, nice. Viral. Wheel World. That's it. That's all we got. All right.
Wheel World.
Wheel World.
You should have shouted it, fist up, right to outro. That would have been the play.
Are we still
Wheel World?
Do want to say thank you to all our viewers. We have record numbers tonight. Maybe it's because we played video. I don't know. You guys might like that. Let us know in the comments. Thank you to my fellow host, and hopefully we're back in the next week or two, and we'll talk some more fun stuff. So
sounds good.
All right, guys.
Fun news next time.
Yeah, better news. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks.
Take care.
Why is this game crazy?